Hey, my name is Rowan Smith and I want to welcome you to the Training for Trekking podcast. Now, this is the world's very first podcast which is entirely dedicated to helping you train, prepare and conquer your upcoming hike, trek or mountain adventure. So once a week, I'm going to be giving you quality and practical information on the subjects of physical preparation for trekking, dealing with altitude and nutrition on the trail, so you can know everything you need to be doing to have the best chance of a safe, enjoyable and successful adventure. So now you know what you're in for. Let's get into today's episode. Alright, hello guys. Today we are talking about a really fantastic workout finisher a hiker, a backpacker, a trekker, a mountaineer can use at the end of one of their strength workouts. You might use this at the end of your hill or stair interval workout. You might use this at the end of a loaded pack workout, or really anything you really want. And the key to this workout, or the idea behind this workout, is it's developing what's called local muscular endurance, which is essentially building up the endurance of the specific muscles in the legs to help them produce force again and again and again and again without fatiguing. And how that's going to help you on the trail is that specifically helping you when you're going up hills to prevent the legs burning out, to prevent you getting that jelly legs, to preventing you just fatiguing going up there. So your legs aren't holding you back, but you can just go and go and go and go. And there are many different ways you can develop this endurance. But this particular workout finisher, it's really simple. Pretty much anyone can do it, and it doesn't take very long. So essentially what you're going to be doing here is quite a few squats. So depending on what type of level of training you're at and what training history you're at, it's going to depend on what sort of type of squat you choose. Now beginners, they might do a bodyweight box squat. So where you're just doing a squat down to a box, down to a chair or something like that. Next level from there might just be a normal bodyweight squat where you're doing that just up and down in the air. The next level from there, you might do a goblet squat, so holding a dumbbell on your chest. The next level there, you might do a pack squat, so have a pack on your back. The next level there, if you're feeling like you are very experienced with this, you might do a barbell squat, either a front squat or a back squat. So you choose what you're comfortable with, and essentially it doesn't have to be outrageous resistance, but it is going to be something that you're going to have to stick with. Now what you're going to do is after that, you're going to choose how many repetitions you're going to do. And I would recommend doing either 15, 20, or if you really push this, 25. And then essentially you're going to set yourself up in a squat position. And you're going to do the amount of repetitions that you've set yourself for. But you're going to do them very slow. So essentially you're going to do 3 seconds on the way down, 3 seconds on the way up. And you're not going to have any pause in between repetitions. So you're going to go slow down, slow up, slow down. And that entire time all the way to your repetitions, you're not going to have a rest. And this can be really fantastic at developing this muscular endurance if you do it right. But there are 4 keys to make sure you're smashing this right. So number 1 is, as I said, no rest in between repetitions. So through this whole set, you want to be in constant movement. Your legs are going to be burning. It's going to be uncomfortable, but you want to be slow and you want to be constant movement. Number 2, you want to stick to that tempo. So make sure you're doing 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. It's very tempting as you start to get a little bit tired, as the legs start to burn out, for you to speed that up. So make sure you're either counting this out, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and literally doing that the whole time, or you've got a timer in front of you which is counting it out for you. But don't try to do it in your head without counting it out, because you're going to mess it up and it's going to speed up. Key number 3 is you want to make sure you're breathing throughout. So this is going to be a slow, long set of exercise. And you don't want to be holding your breath on repetitions. You don't want to be holding your breath throughout. You want to teach the body to be able to process oxygen through this. You want to teach the body to be able to breathe through this burn, because that's exactly what you're going to do when you're going up hills. So essentially, as you're going through, just make sure you keep on breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Even when the legs are burning, even when you're feeling gross, breathe in, breathe out. And then number 4, you want to choose a resistance or a difficulty where when you get to about 5 repetitions before your end point, you probably want to give up at that stage, but you keep on pushing through to the end. So for example, let's use the 15 repetitions as an example. So with that, the first 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, they're pretty good. They're not too much dramas. 8, 9, it's getting, burny. At the 10 mark, you're like, you know what? I could probably give this up. But then you push through for 11, 12, 13, 14. And by the time you get to that 15th and you finish that just at the end, you're like, wow, I really, really wanted a rest there. And that's key, because if you're getting to the stage where you're doing these, but you're like, you know what, I could do another 10, you need to put a bit more resistance on. You need to put or make the variation a bit more difficulty, because you're not going to get the response you need. But follow those 4 cues and it will be a really, really, really beneficial finisher to help with this muscular endurance. And then essentially you're going to do one repetition, one set of this. You're going to have about 45 to 60 seconds rest and repeat that 2 more times. And you're going to go 1 set, 2 set, 3 sets. By the end, you're going to be absolutely sick of these squats. You're going to be like jelly-legged. You're going to be rubber-legged. You're going to be burning out. You'll be fine in a few minutes, but at that point, you'll be like, you know what? I am sick of these squats and I'm ready to go home. And that's it. And that can be a really, really fantastic finisher to throw in to at the end of a workout, just to develop this muscular endurance. If you are doing this over long term, after, I would say, do 4 weeks of this and then maybe do 4 weeks of another type of finisher. So you don't need to be doing this again and again and again for months and months on end, but it can be really, really effective in little 4 to 6 week blocks, and where you just throw it in, bang it out till you get sick of it and try something else. But it's a really, really effective finisher for many, many hikers out there. Pretty much anyone can do it. It doesn't take much time, but it can make a pretty significant difference to your leg burn going up hills. So I highly recommend you give this a crack in your next workout. Give it a go. Let me know, and hopefully it'll serve you well. So if you were interested in learning a few extra finishes which may help you on the trail with your training, then come and find me in the Training for Hiking and Trekking Facebook group. As I always say, that place is a great place to come ask questions, to explore these subjects a little bit more detail and really dive into things in a little bit more detail and just get into the nitty gritty, which we can't really talk about on this podcast so much. So if you want to learn a little bit more, explore things a little bit more, I would love to see you there. The Training for Hiking and Trekking Facebook group, I'll leave a link in the show notes below and you can check it out there. So thanks so much for listening to this short episode today, guys. Have a lovely day and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.